when I spotted these white flannel flowers in the bush in Woodford, I was absolutely delighted because you don't really see them up our end of the Blue Mountains. And also because I knew I was lucky to have caught them. Obviously, flowers don't last long, so you need to enjoy them while you can. Though a lot of them do come back year after year, so if you miss one year, there's always the next. But some flowers, like this beautiful fringed violet, don't necessarily come back. I've only seen about 4 of them during my entire 25 years in this part of the world, so boy do I enjoy them when I stumble across them. And lately I've been realising that I should enjoy other things while I can. I don't know if you remember the Lura toy shop from an earlier episode. It was here when we first arrived in Lura, but it's not here anymore, unfortunately. Just a few weeks ago, after decades of serving the local community, the toy shop shut, and all that's left are memories and photographic records like mine. Another sad loss is Donohue's gravestone, which I filmed for my Hidden History episode. Apparently John Donohue was a convict who helped build the first road over the Blue Mountains, and someone must have wanted to put the stone in their garden or something, which is pretty lame and entitled, so I'm glad I got to film it while it was still there. Whole houses have disappeared since I first started this channel, like this one in Katoomba, which was recently knocked down and bulldozed. Now the block's for sale. It makes me think that even the most solid things are like the cloud formations you see over the Jamison Valley, here one minute, gone the next. Now, it's been a real shock for me to turn around and, oh, house gone, oh, shop gone, and it's made me appreciate more the transience of good things. Now, I'm not unaware of the transience of good things because my mum died and I did have a bit of an American success for a little while, but that went away about 10 years ago. So it's not like I don't realise that, but it does mean I was really pleased when Megalong Books, my local bookshop, offered to launch my latest novel, Panic. I think, because my first and last launch was in 2019 for Shepherd. And the 5 books since then, I've made almost no fuss about them, partly because The Attack, for example, came out in the middle of a COVID actual lockdown. So anyway, I thought this time I would try and enjoy bringing out a book while I can, really throw myself into the whole experience. And since it's going to be a local event, I thought I'd invite you along too in this video. You'll probably remember Megalong Books from previous episodes. They had some advertising up. And they also had a display not just of Panic, but of some of my backlist. I was chatting with my friend Michelle, who's also a writer. We started off by talking about the beginning of Panic and the plot. Bronte's just out of university and she's had a job at JB Hi-Fi in Penrith. Those of us who are locals will know. and her situation could be regarded as quite funny, except of course it's not when you're actually living through it.
No, it's actually quite horrible.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, that sort of sense of, is she being paranoid? Is she not being paranoid?
And then I read an extract from the book.
I think we should pull over. I was getting anxious. Are your brake lights working? They have no jurisdiction, Vader replied. I blinked. What? Let me tell you something, Bronte. We were all born with basic rights like freedom of speech and movement. And these freedoms are enshrined in common law, which overrides statute and civil law. Vader
Can you tell us a little bit about what that means and therefore your research into that? So is this Was that the kind of kick-off for this story?
Yes. I'm going to apologise ahead of time to anybody that I've raved about who happens to be a friend of mine about this from years ago, because this has been going on since early COVID, probably 2020, that I've been rabbiting on about this, though much less so lately now that I've finished the book and everything. Like, you know, you go through these research rabbit holes and you just can't stop talking about it. But also, when a thriller is what they call in screenwriting circles the monster in the house genre, which is where you put somebody in a place that they can't get any help.
Right.
You know, like there's a problem with getting help, and sticking things out in the bush a bit is much more easily done than if you're in a sort of terrace house in Paddington. Actually, I should say here, the reason Michelle's name is in the back of this book in the acknowledgements is because she helped me because she has a friend who's a police officer.
Yes.
And I got her to ask the police officer some questions.
Which was,
But now when I walked in, because I needed to describe Katoomba police station, I mean, you see it off outside, but I've never actually been in there, so I sort of came in. Look. No.
Did anyone ask what you were doing?
No, there was just kind of... If I'm not got something on the go, I feel so weird and uncomfortable. I can't do it. It's like my whole life, I've been doing it for so long, I can't pull out of it. Like, I need to be doing it, I have to be doing it. And that's, I don't know about love, it's just identity or something. And it was always, one doesn't become a writer because one's perfectly well balanced or anything, but like it was always an escape route, but it's still an escape route. And one of the screenwriting, and now I'm co-writing, which I've never done before.
Okay.
And it's so much fun. It's so much fun. I mean, it happens that it's a rom-com, so hardy-hard, like it's... But basically, we both got the same sense of humour. We both had this idea while we were over coffee once, and then we had to be thrown out of the cafe by while they were shutting the cafe, because we were still blah, 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 blah. And then we decided, okay, we can do a story about this. So we did it, and we did this, and it was easy to do the plan. We did it mostly on Zoom, but you're just trying to make each other laugh. So
is the house on the cover a real house, or is that a...
I think it's a composite. I'm not sure how they got that house. It's a good house.
I love how you describe it as well.
I really like and you see, once upon a time nobody would have known what that meant, but everybody these days is a bit sort of like they know that red ensign thing has something to do with something weird. So
So thank you so much.
At the end of the talk, everyone had a chat and a drink, and some of them bought my books, which I signed. It was a really lovely evening. So there you have it, me taking advantage of what's on offer, because who knows when it will waft away. However, it has to be said that some things that are gone come back again. Like, for example, the Katoomba Falls kiosk. Now, the Katoomba Falls kiosk has been shut for at least a decade, probably longer, because in the 25 years that I've been here, I had never visited it before. But now it's open again. It's a lovely old building right next to the beautiful walks around Katoomba Falls, and the views behind it are magnificent. Plus, it's such a stunning old building with windows to die for. And some gorgeous little breakout rooms. And even first aid supplies if you should need them after your hike. Not to mention toys for fractious kids. It's a lovely place, and I hope everyone watching this video patronises the kiosk to stop it from closing again. And until you do that, thank you so much for joining me. Thanks also to Megalong Books and all the people who came to my launch of Panic. And I guess until next time, happy reading.